Hello everyone and welcome back to Desert Sports YouTube channel, and today we are going to be reviewing round 5 of Super Rugby Pacific 2026. We're going to be going through all the game review all the games. Don't forget to like, subscribe, smash the like button, and let's get straight into this, and also comment down below. So the first game was on Friday night, which was my Hurricanes versus the Western Force. Now my Hurricanes beating the Force 31 points to 23. So this is how the game went. So in the first 20 minutes, no points were scored in the first 20 minutes of the first half. So it was a pretty boring first 20 minutes. But then in the 23rd minute, the Force get a penalty. The Force go for the penalty kick, and Donaldson gets the penalty over to give the Force a 3-0 lead with 16 minutes left in the first half. And then in the 28th minute, Lancaster scores a try for the Force with Donaldson missing the conversion. So it's 8-0 to the Force now with 11 minutes to play. And then in the 35th minute, Cam Roigard scored a try with Jordy Barrett missing the conversion. So basically the halftime score was 8-5 to the Force against the Hurricanes. So it was a pretty low scoring first half. And then the second half got underway, and in the 45th minute, Donaldson gets another penalty over, so now the Force extend their lead 11 points to 5 with 6 minutes gone in the second half. And then in the 49th minute, Brad Shields scores a try with Jordy Barrett getting the conversion over. So now the Hurricanes had their first lead of the game. It was 12-11 with 30 minutes remaining in the game. And then 3 minutes later, in the 52nd minute, the Hurricanes score another try. Devin Flanders scores a try with Jordy Barrett in the conversion over. So now the Hurricanes extend their lead to 8 points. So it's 19 points to 11. Then 8 minutes later, in the 60th minute, with 20 minutes to go, Caleb Harkin scores a try for the Hurricanes with Jordy Barrett getting the conversion over. So it's now 26-11 to the Hurricanes with less than 20 minutes to play. So now the pressure was all on the Force now. And then in the 67th minute, Isaiah Walker-Leawedy gets a yellow card. So the Hurricanes are down to 10 men for the next 10 minutes. And then like a minute later, in the 68th minute, Warner Durham scores a try for the Hurricanes with Jordy Merritt missing the conversion. So with like 10 minutes to play, the Hurricanes were leading by 20 points, 31 points to 11. So it was looking more and more likely the Hurricanes were going to win this match. And then the 69th minute, Lancaster scores a try for the Force with Donaldson missing the conversion. So it's now 31-16 the Force. They had a chance to win this game, but sadly they couldn't really. But then in the 74th minute, Faifua scores a try for the Force with Donaldson getting the conversion over, with the full-time score being the Hurricanes beating the Force 31 points to 23. Then we move on to the Saturday game. So the first Saturday game was the Fijian draw versus the Brumbies. Now the Fijian draw beating the Brumbies 42 points to 27. So this is how the game went. So 6 minutes into the game, the Fijian draw get a penalty, and Armstrong Ravula gets it over to the Fijian draw, leading 3-0. Then in the 7th minute, about a minute later, the Brumbies score a try. Crichton with the try with Edmund missing the conversion. So now Brumbies had the lead 5-3. So 10 minutes gone, the Brumbies were leading 5-3. And then in the 12th minute, Fijian draw respond with a try with Waka, scoring a try with Armstrong and Ruler, getting the conversion over to the drawer, have back the lead, so it's now 10-5 to the drawer. And then in the 19th minute, Dodge gets a yellow card for the Fijian draw. So the Fijian draw are now down to 14 men for the next 10 minutes. And then in the 26th minute, Max Fraser, scores a try for the Brumbies with Edmund getting conversion over. So the Brumbies take back the lead. It's now 12-10 with 13 minutes left in the first half. Then the 26th minute, the Fijian draw got another yellow card. So the Fijian draw had 2 people in the bin now. So in the 26th minute, Kanakavata gets a yellow card. So the Fijian draw now have 2 people in the sin bin. And then in the 28th minute, Armstrong Ravula gets a penalty over, which makes it 13 points to 12. So now the Fijian draw have back the lead. And then just before halftime, in the 37th minute, Kana Kavata, who got a yellow card early in the first half, scores a try for the Fijian draw, with Armstrong and Vula getting conversion over. So basically, at halftime, it was 2012 to the Fijian draw against the Brumbies. Then the second half got underway, and 5 minutes into the second half, Ravudi scores a try for the Fijian draw, with Armstrong and Vula missing the conversion. So it's now 25-12 to the Fijian draw. Then in the 56th minute, Drozea scores a try for the Fijian draw, with Armstrong and Vula getting the conversion over. So now the Fijian draw now have a surprising lead by 20 points, 32 points to 12. So right now it's looking more and more likely the Fijian draw were going to win. And then in the 55th minute, McFrazen scores his second try of the game, with Lonergan missing the conversion. So it's now 32-17 to the Fijian draw against the Brumbies. And then in the 59th minute, Lonergan scores a try for the Brumbies, with him missing his own converted try. So it's now 32-22. The Brumbies cut down this lead trail only by 10 points. So they were back in this game with 20 minutes to play. But then in the 68th minute, Fijian draw get a penalty. Armstrong Ovula gets the penalty over. So now the draw lead by 13 points. So basically, with 11 minutes to go, the Brumbies needed 2 converted tries to win this game. Then in the 71st minute, Drozeas scores a second try for the Fijian draw in this game, with Armstrong and Vula getting conversion over. So with 8 minutes to play, the Fijian draw were winning by 20 points. It was then and done that the Fijian draw were definitely going to win this game. And then just before the game ended, in the 80 past first minute, Murphead scores a try for the Brumbies, with Lonergan missing the conversion. So the Fijian draw upsetting the Canberra Brumbies by 15 points, 42 points to 27. Then after that was the Crusaders versus the Highlanders. So it was the South Island derby, and what a game it was. The Crusaders beating the Highlanders 29 points to 18. So the game got underway, and 4 minutes into the game, Will Jordan scores a try, with Rayhana missing the conversion. So it was now 5-0 to the Crusaders. And then in the 14th minute, Cody Taylor gets a yellow card for the Crusaders. So the Crusaders were down to 14 men for the next 10 minutes. And then with that, in the 20th minute, Talea scores a try for the Highlanders, with Cam Miller missing conversion. So it's now 5-all. And then in the 27th minute, Ratamai Kavuki Nepkin scores a try for the Highlanders, with Cam Miller getting conversion over. So it's now 12-5 to the Highlanders, with 12 minutes left in the first half. And then in the 32nd minute, Fletcher Newell scores a try for the Crusaders, with Rayhana getting conversion over. So the Crusaders level up this game 12-all. And then in the 36th minute, Cam Miller gets a penalty over to make it 15-12 to the Highlanders. And also, Brewers also got a yellow card as well. And so basically, the Crusaders were down to 14 men for the next 10 minutes. So the halftime score was 15-12 to the Highlanders in a tight first half. Then the second half got underway, and in the 46th minute, Cam Miller gets a penalty over. So now the Highlanders lead by 6, 18 points to 12, with 33 minutes left in this game. And then in the 50th minute, Lee scores a try for the Crusaders, with Rayhana getting the conversion over. So now the Crusaders had the lead 19 points to 18. And then 6 minutes later, in the 56th minute, Lee scores another try for the Crusaders. So it was back-to-back tries for Lee, with Rayhana getting the conversion over. So now the Crusaders were leading by 8, 26 points to 18. And in the 60th minute, Chase Fiaki gets a yellow card for the Crusaders. So the Crusaders are down to 14 men for the next 10 minutes. So this was a chance for the Highlanders to strike, but they couldn't, because in the 68th minute, Rayhana gets a penalty over, with the Crusaders beating the Highlanders by 29 points to 18. And then the last Saturday match was the Queensland Reds versus New South Wales Waratahs. Now the Reds beating the Waratahs 26 points to 17, which was sort of the same score as the Crusaders. We Highlanders game, sort of, but yeah, the Reds beating that one. This is how the game went. So 7 minutes into the game, Wilson scores a try for the Queensland Reds, with Wirchin getting the conversion over. So it was now 7-0 to the Reds. And then in the 18th minute, Adamson scores a try for the Waratahs, with Harvey getting the conversion over. So 20 minutes gone, it was 7-all. But in the last 20 minutes, no try, no points were scored. And at halftime, it was 7-all between the Reds and the Waratahs. Then the second half got underway, and it took 18 minutes. It took 18 minutes until points were scored in the second half, because in the 58th minute, Moana Nu, sorry if I mispronounced his name, scores a try for the Waratahs, with Harvey missing the conversion. So the Waratahs have the lead 12 points to 7 with 20 minutes left in this game. And then the 63rd minute, Gordon scores a try for the Reds in with Campbell missing the conversion. So it's now 12-all. So the Reds level up this game. Then the 65th minute, Potter scores a try for the Waratahs to make it 17 points to 12. And then with 9 minutes to play, Henry scores a try for the Queensland Reds, with Campbell getting the conversion over. So the Reds now having the lead 19 points to 17 with 8 minutes left in this game. And then Gordon scores the second try for the Reds to give the Reds the win, 26 points to 17, with Campbell getting the conversion over. But man, what a tight game it was indeed. And then the last game of round 5 was the Blues versus Moana Pacifica. Now the Blues absolute demolishing Moana Pacifica at Eden Park, 43 points to 7. So this is how the game went. The 4 minutes into the game, Knox scores a try, with Bowden Barrett missing the conversion, so it was 5-0 Blues. Then in the 17th minute, Pulu gets a red card, so the Moana are down to 14 men for the next 20 minutes. Pulu is out for the rest of the game. And then with that, in the 20th minute, AJ Lamb scores a try for the Blues, with Geordie Bowden Barrett missing 2 conversions, so he's 0 for 2, Bowden Barrett in the conversion, so it's now 10-0 to the Blues. Then in the 27th minute, Sanarivi, sorry if I mispronounced his name, scores a try for Moana, of Pellegrini getting the conversion over. So it's now 10-7 to the Blues against Moana Pacifica. Then the 29th minute, Ofa Tongafasi scores a try, with Bowden Barrett missing the conversion. So it's now 15-7 to the Blues. So the halftime score was 15-7 to the Blues against Moana Pacifica. Then the second half got underway, and 5 minutes into the second half, Renata scores a try for the Blues, with Bowden Barrett finally getting conversion over. So it's now 22 points to 7. So now the pressure was all on for Moana now. But then in the 49th minute, Sam Darry scores a try for the Blues, with Bowden Barrett getting conversion over. So it's now 29-7 with 30 minutes to go. It was looking more and more likely the Blues were going to win. So the Moana had to score the next try, but they sadly didn't. So from the 50th minute to like the 65th minute, no points were scored. But in the 70th minute, Vi scores a try for the Blues, with Bowden Barrett getting conversion over to make it 36-7. And then in the 77th minute, with 3 minutes to go, Haveli gets a yellow card for Moana. So basically, Moana were down to 14 men for the next 10 minutes. Then with just before the game ended in the 78th minute, Tupaya scores a try for Moana with Sorry. Tupaya from the Blues scores a try, with Bowden Barrett getting the conversion over. So the full-time score was 43 points to 7, the Blues beating Moana. So basically, guys, that was all the round 5 games. So don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button, comment down below what you thought of round 5. But yeah, thanks everyone so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next